Hey guys and dolls, welcome back. No, this isn't going to be the first video that you guys see of me being back to making videos, but for me, I haven't filmed a video in like over 2 weeks. So it's like, hello, trying to get back into the game. And yeah, I was away for a while. I just needed some time away to do my own thing, and you know, it's holidays and I visited a lot of family and drove a lot of places, and I was just exhausted, and for some reason I thought I was still going to be able to, you know, make videos, but clearly that was not the case. Today's look is a very fun look. It's warm colors. I really like this type of color combination. I absolutely love olive green and burgundy. The two together is just like a harmony of colors. I've used some really great products from Makeup Geek, some great NARS eyeshadows that I don't think I've ever used on my channel and I've owned for years, which is just like kind of tragic. I also busted out the tape today. We've got like this whole, you know, corner to corner thing. I love this. Why don't I do this shape more often? I don't know. So full list of products on Vintageortacky. You guys know the drill by now, and let's go ahead and enjoy the tutorial. Starting this out today with my brow gel, I'm putting this on top of my natural brow hairs. I'm going to be using this as like kind of a glue for my eyebrow powder. I'm currently out of my favorite eyebrow pencil, but because I'm going to be changing my hair color, I don't want to like go out and buy a whole new brow pencil that might not match me, you know, I don't know. So in fact, I thought about just stealing one from my kit for a little while, but then I thought, you know, I can just make it work with some, you know, a pencil and some eyeshadow and just make it work. It's fine. For my underbrow, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This stuff's super pigmented, and lately I've been liking this sort of crisp, clean brow look. I kind of go through phases where I'm like, no, I don't like that so much anymore, and then I'm like, no, I love it. And this also gives me a great lift to my underbrow area, so it's a great little trick. And also when you're doing a more bold look like this, I think it makes the overall look appear much more clean. For primer today, I am using the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish thingy-majiggy. This is my favorite primer of the moment. So now I'm taking a cream eyeshadow, and I'm going to use that to start to build up my transitional colors. I'm going to use a lot of transitional colors today. And this is something that I don't know if I've talked about a lot. When you use lots of different colors like this, like you'll see a lot of YouTubers use like a lot of colors that look the same, or you're like, why do they use like 3 different transitional colors? Why do they go back and blend with this other color? It's because doing all those little things adds layers and depth and dimension and plays on light and little things like that. So you can see I use like a purple color on the inner and outer corners there as sort of like a start of a sandwich smoky eye. Now I'm taking a pink color and I'm blending the two together to make them harmonious. Now I'm going in with a dark burgundy color. This is almost a matte. It's kind of like a satin matte kind of color. So again, texture, mixing it all up. I am sandwiching that in the outer and inner corner of my eye. Placing that with a nice flat brush to get maximum color intensity. And you want to make sure that you're getting that blending perfect. So you're going to want to take a little extra time and blend it, especially when you're using red type colors. It can look kind of scary if you don't blend them perfectly, and that's like my #1 tip when you're using red. Blend it perfectly if you can. And then I went in with the NARS Surabaya Duo. I'm using the darker color there. This is a reddish brown color. This is going to add a intensity and give it a little bit more of a burgundy look that's less purple. Because I used that cream eyeshadow before, and even the Cupcake color, it was kind of getting a little bit more on like the pinky pink, and I wanted it to be more of like a true like red brown burgundy. So then I also went in with the Too Faced Salted Caramel eyeshadow, because this one has a little bit more of almost an orange tone to it. So I used that as my new transitional color, just blended that over. But having those pinks underneath also gives it a lovely glow to it. It's hard to describe, especially once we add the darker colors in the outer corner. It's nice to have that lighter little bit in that center. Then I used my highlight shade all over, which I kind of talked over, sorry about that, but this is one of my favorite highlight colors from Lorac, and then I blend back my crease colors. It's all about going back and forth and making that blend as perfect as possible when you're using red eyeshadows. For the lid, I'm using, oh, I love this eyeshadow, Makeup Geek Jester. It's a Olive Chartreuse. Oh, I'm just so in love with it. Unfortunately, as I was editing this, I realized that this part's totally blurry. So I'm sorry, guys. This is just such a bummer, but you guys can see I'm just basically popping that on the center portion of the lid. I'm not taking it up particularly high. And then I'm going back with that NARS Surabaya Duo, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and I'm just blending that color so that the two sort of meld together and there's no like harsh line there. I want it to be very, very soft and meldy and sexual and like that. Now I'm taking a piece of tape, and I always stick this on the back of my hand first to make it a little bit less sticky when I stick it onto my eye, so that when I go to take it off, it doesn't feel like I've just murdered my eye hole. And then, that sounds gross, but whatever. And now I'm taking the NARS Makeup Geek Corrupt eyeshadow. This is the blackest black on the market. It's amazing. And I'm using that same flat brush I've been using all along. We're going to pack that color in that inner corner, make it nice and crisp. I'm not taking it up terribly high. And then I'm going to use that blending brush that again has all of our previous colors melded onto it. So it's going to help that to blend out nice and soft. I'm going to pick up that Surabaya color one more time. I really love this eyeshadow, and it's a shame that I have not used it more often in my videos because it's kind of delicious. Blending that in with the black, it just makes it so richly pigmented, so smooth. Oh, I love it. And then I'm just taking a clean blending brush just to make sure it's nice and soft on that outer edge. The satisfying part when you get to take the tape off. Woo! Love it. And then the corner on the left side was a little bit more pointed up than I wanted it to be, so I took a dry Q-tip to sort of whisper away the part that wasn't in harmony with my eyebrow. Oh, my voice cracked right there. Eyebrow? The inner corner little portion there, I'm taking an angled brush. I'm starting it out that way. I usually start it out with tape. This is something that I don't show in videos very often, but when I'm doing more dramatic makeup, it looks so amazing, especially if you've taped off the outer corner, the two together. It's so good. So I'm taking that brush that has all those colors that we've used previously, so I didn't need to pick up any extra colors, but I couldn't tell you exactly what this is. It's like a mix of Corrupt and Surabaya and all the other colors that we've used. The effect is just so phenomenal. We're going to clean up that shape a little bit more later on. For my lower lash line, I'm starting out with the Urban Decay Cult Velvet Liner, and I'm going to draw that all along my lash line, but I'm not going to follow the curve on the inner corner. I'm going to draw that down so that it mirrors that top little corner thingy-majig that we have. I don't know really what to call that. My inner V jagged thing, whatever. I'm using the Kat Von D Trooper liner just to give me a thin line of black on my upper lash line. Then I took the Illamasqua Sealing Gel, which apparently you can't even get Illamasqua in the States anymore, but that's a whole other subject. I'm using Houdini eyeshadow from Makeup Geek, and I'm using this with the makeup sealer, not because the eyeshadow needs to be boosted at all, because you guys saw the swatches, it's intense. But what I want is for the eyeshadow and the liner shadow situation not to sort of blur down and get all over my under eye. That can sometimes happen for me just because of my natural eye shape. So I took those precautions. I used the sealer, I used the face powder underneath my color and everything like that. I hope that makes sense. I'm sick right now, so I feel like I have stupid brain. I ended up going over my brows a little bit with a colorful brow gel because I felt like it was a little too cool toned. Then I just went over those lines to make sure everything was nice and smooth, whereas before I felt like they were a little bit less than perfect and you just want to make sure everything's nice and perf. I also used the NYX Blender Pencil to clean up my inner corner thingy. Again, I don't know really what to call it. This acts like a perfect little concealer just to fix up that shape, and also works great in the inner rim. You guys know I use this in like all my videos pretty much because it makes my eyes look bigger and brighter. And then over the top of that, on the inner corner, in between the eyeliner and like the top little corner thingy, I put the Kilimanjaro Duo. I don't remember which side of the Kilimanjaro Duo from NARS I used, so sorry about it. Then I curled my lashes, just one little squeeze up. When I'm using false lashes, it's best to not over curl. I put on my mascara and then I combed through it so that it wasn't clumpy or anything, because again, we're doing false lashes. They need to be the stars of the show, and these just kind of need to be black because my natural lashes are blonde and they would show too much if I didn't do that. So then I popped on my lashes. House of Lashes, Pixie Luxe. These are my favorite lashes of the moment. I'm so sad that I only have one pair of them. They apply easily, they go with every single look that I do. They're super black and feathery but full. I just love them, they're my favorite. They add a little something to the look that I wouldn't have had ordinarily. Love it. To highlight my skin today, I used the Ambient Light Powder in Mood Light. This is such a beautiful like pink glow. Looks lovely on the skin. I didn't show my full foundation routine because I tried applying one thing and it sucked and I had to take it off and I got frustrated, so there you go. And then I filled in my freckle as I usually do. That's just like a me specific thing. It's not like necessarily part of the look. I always do that. I'm using the NARS Anita lipstick. This was actually the first time I used Anita, which was pretty exciting for me. Love this lipstick. I had a lot of lip balm on though, so it went like on really sheer at first. So if you're seeing it kind of go on sheer and crappy, that's just because I had tons of lip balm on because I'm sick and my lips are chapped. Then I cleaned up the line and all that nice neat stuff as you do. And then here is the makeup look before I did the bottom lashes and the gloss. I totally forgot to do my bottom eyelashes. You know, it happens. I'm not going to worry too much about it. always clean those up with a little comb so they're not too funky. And alright, and then over the top of my lipstick I added a little gloss. This is Rule 34 from the Naked Gloss line from Urban Decay. You should actually Google Rule 34. Just saying. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I created this look for you today. If you ever recreate any of my tutorials, please share them with me using the hashtag Vintageortacky. That way I can find them a little easier. Or on Instagram you can tag me, whatever you want to do. So anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make good choices, just be yourself, and have a wonderful day. See you, bye. Today I'm going to be doing a video about products I don't like. I just feel like I can't keep this brush clean, so it's not one that I want to continue putting on my face, and it's streaky, and why would I want to keep using it? It stinks so bad. Everyone who's saying that they like this lipstick, I'm like, does your nose not work? Nope.